All right, it's time for Spider Queen, Moonglade.
Team of the Spider Queen. All right, this is a much more aggressive map. I think we're going to see a much quicker game on this one. Now that we had the big maps out of the way, as you can see, this map has a lot of smoke, very hard to kind of see where everyone's coming from. So we do see a lot of ganking on this map, a lot of roaming. And
yeah.
There's the mechanics to the map. We're going to be handing in the gems to trigger these Spider Queens, or trigger the spiders to start pushing each lane.
Yeah. You know, on this map in competitive play, a lot of the time you see games decided by a team fight because afterwards then you can turn in the gems, and because people hold on to gems so long on this map, because it's so difficult to turn them in, if you lose one of your heroes that's got, say, 50, 60 gems, that becomes a big problem.
Oh, yeah.
We saw, just on Tuesday that MRR was able to constantly get the better fights and hold on to those gems and get the better turn-ins.
As we see the spiders pushing those lanes, they do a lot of damage as well, so heroes have to be a little careful here.
Yeah, that little sweeping sort of shadow movement does a ton of damage. If you get hit by that, you might just die.
Yeah, it's a big wind-up, and there's a boss in this map, as well as other mercs, as you would expect. Going to help out pushing the lanes.
One thing that's unique about this map's boss is, say it's similar to Cursed Hollow's boss because there's a little area around it where it's kind of surrounded. But escaping from starting a boss is a lot harder on this map. If you commit to it, you're probably not getting out of there if they try to fight on you. You're not going to be able to just walk away.
There's no escape. This is a very all-in sort of boss. You got to make sure you're miles ahead, or you're going to be sneaking that one in big time.
Yeah. So another thing to mention very briefly is that this map's mechanic, the Spider Queens, got buffed scaling into the late game in this recent patch. So sometimes we saw really long games on this map, but because the Spider scaling is now stronger, the late game Spider turn-ins are really important. Like when those Spider Queens come down at, say, past 20 minutes, they're going to push hard. So you got to be really on point at denying those turn-ins.
It's kind of just like the other maps when you see the Golem on Haunted Mines go to the late game. That thing is just going to destroy everything. Same with Dragonshire. The Dragon, once he's out. When it gets later and later, the mechanics get so much stronger. The objectives get so much more important.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're about to jump into picks and bans once we get everyone into the lobby here. There's a lot of different sort of styles we've seen from both teams now, so this could be, I feel like, our most dynamic pick phase, where it's not so much about banning specific players or heroes, about just kind of figuring out how can we build our composition.
How are we going to make a gang squad on this map? I feel like if we ever saw a Zeratul, it would be here. Obviously, he's going to be banned out in a second because no one wants to play against Zeratul on this map.
Sure,
maybe we'll see a Nova. Maybe we'll see something a little interesting and creative.
Some of the sub tanks on this map are really important to have. Their extra CC. We could see something, like a Nova. We could even see a Tassadar because of his ability to use that Oracle trait and get so much vision, and also his pushing power is quite strong. And he's almost like a sub-tank in himself because he can use that Archon, he gets really tanky, he can also make someone into a tank with that shield.
Yeah, he's very hard to kill, so that wouldn't be a bad choice at all. There's a lot of different options here, but it's certainly going to be the same kind of composition we've seen so far.
Yeah. All right.
It's looking pretty stressed out here. Guy popping a pimple. Got to get rid of that before the game. It's going to annoy you.
Yeah, you got to do it, man.
Well, here we go. Picks and bans begin.
All right.
Time, MVP's turn.
Let's see if they ban Leoric. Ooh, a Zagara ban. That means Leoric is open.
It's going to be allowed to be open here.
Zagara with some really good plays, by the way, in that last game. We didn't really even talk about how much value she really got with those Maws, as well as the Hydra damage that was never contested.
Yeah, that is a good point as well. Like, she's always just doing the damage all game long. It's important to kind of see what Zagara has done throughout the game. When you look at that end game score screen of siege damage, hero damage, surprising amounts usually.
Yeah, really, really strong. Do we leave them Zeratul is the question that he's asking right now.
I would hope not. Not on this map. I think they have to get rid of it, but it looks like they're deliberating.
Because MVP Black gets first pick, so they will. I bet my everything I own that it will be a Zeratul first pick if they do not ban it right now. And they ban Leoric.
All right, well, let's see what Black are going to go with here.
I'm about to lose everything I own if
You're
they
going to lose everything.
If they don't pick Zeratul here.
Glad I took that bet. Here we go. Well,
let's see.
Maybe Snake has an answer for that.
A Johanna first pick.
Looks like you got to keep
everything. Now I lose everything I own, man. All right, so let's see if Snake picks up Zeratul, because they didn't ban him for a reason, right? Maybe they want him here.
Possibly. It's so interesting that Black want Johanna more than anything else in the game. Like, she is the #1 pick. They're like, well, we want the best tank no matter what. We want the tankiest tank.
And she is a great roamer with her condemn to actually do some ganks as well.
She can certainly tie them up. She's also got great lane clear if you get Knight takes pawn. One of her first talents does extra damage.
Yeah, that's the one I usually take on this map just because it just gives you so much more pushing power. A lot of people will like to take the regen master, but
that's kind of like, the late game investment. But kind of depends on what the play style is and what the player's thinking about doing. And they're actually taking a long time for this pick.
They're eating like half of their bonus pool. It's already halfway gone now for this pick. So
I guess it's a weird situation they're in. It's going to be Uther to start things off here.
Yeah. Well, I think Uther's not that crazy of a pick. They probably want to lock him in fast or not eat all that bonus time. Because this is a problem that Snake had in game 2. They actually almost like ran out of time.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is kind of getting heated up. This is a very even match so far, 1-1.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of discussion for Snake right now. It's almost as if there's some disagreement about the picks at this point.
I guess each player wants to play their favorite here. It's like, oh, give me Kael'thas this time. It's like, no, it's bad for this map. You'll get ganked. Yeah, I think a Jaina would be fantastic. Jaina's great at roaming. She's great at burst damage. Great at ganking in general.
Her slows, so strong.
Material. Huh.
Zeratul!
There we go. Well, we were expecting that for a while. And
Azmodan, a great pick for this map because the Globe of Annihilation gets so buffed. You can actually farm 2 lanes of globes on this map.
Considering how like condensed this map is in terms of laning, like you can just simply reach the other lane from your lane.
I actually like Black's picks a lot more, and they have a lot more bonus time as well. Snake, man, how are they going to deal with this?
How are they going to deal with Zeratul? Are they going to go for a Jaina? Jaina's still in the map pool, sorry, in the player pool.
I feel like a ban on something that would be comboed well with Void Prison is probably what they want here. They do not want, you know, some sort of wombo combo potential.
That's a scary thought. That is a scary thought.
I mean, if they don't want Jaina, a Jaina ban here would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Would they really not want Jaina there? I mean, looking at what they have, they get Divine Shielder as well. If Zeratul's going to jump on top of her, she's got all this roaming potential. She can blow up Zeratul, but she's going to ban her out instead.
And a ban on Anubarak. I think that's good. Stop Orioman from using his heroes. He can't use Leoric, and now he can't use Anubarak.
Yeah, that makes things a little bit trickier. I mean, what does he have left over? Arthas? Probably going to be Arthas then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Arthas or Murden. You did see Murden. Kael'thas going to be the next choice there. Interesting for this map.
He is really risky to pick on this map, like you were saying, because of the potential for ganks.
I guess his styles kind of change up though, so he isn't that like glass cannon until 16. He's a little bit more aggressive, and with that gravity lapse talent, it's going to give him more options to deal with Zeratul as well.
Sure. Looks like Mong's going back onto Sylvanas in this game. An old favorite. I guess Mong could also be on Kayle. We really don't know yet, but MVP Black already has such a great lineup. And the Kael'thas, another good thing about Kael'thas is they already have Tyrael, so the Judgment can't be taken against them. Right now, like MVP Black's like, thank God lockdown's on.
Yeah.
But now lockdown can't screw up the game. Like,
that's what it comes down
to. I mean,
like,
I'm only teasing, but
no, I mean, like he really let down the team a lot with some of his plays with Judgment. Probably better it got taken away.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I'm trying to say. You said it in a nicer way. You're just nicer than me, Moonblade.
No, dude, I'm horrible. Well, Rhaegar, choice for Black.
Okay, first time we're gonna see him today.
Still a fantastic healer. It's kind of surprised we haven't seen him until now.
Yeah. And the last pick is probably going to be a dealer. The question is which one?
Vala's the dealer.
Okay.
Dealing those cards, dealing those multi-shots. And it's only 1 tank this time for Black. They're going to stick with that 1 tank composition. First time so far I think we've ever seen Black go for that.
I think it's like the first time in this tournament we've seen a 1 tank comp. Like
it's such a popular thing in the meta, and Snake is gonna. What are they gonna choose from here? They have to choose a tank. You cannot rely on a Tyrael as your lone tank. He's never really the main tank of a composition. But maybe now that they've seen 1 tank from Black, they're gonna change things up.
Well, they've got 15 seconds to make up their minds here. Snake using that bonus pool pretty hard. I think Murden.
You think Murden?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh!
Or not.
Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades, is here, Moonblade.
Wow, she got a big buff, so this makes sense, especially on this map where you can roam a lot. Oh, she's such a good ganker, but they're relying on a solo Tyrael to kind of get the job done when tanking begins.
Yeah, like I feel like to a certain extent you could call Kerrigan like a sub-tank when she gets her heroic off, but like,
yeah,
but she's super squishy otherwise. The Divine Shields have to be on point. They have to be really good.
This is a sick dive composition. You know, they're completely relying on diving and winning these team fights in seconds. Judgment, Kerrigan leaping in, doing all the damage she can, and then Calhouse behind and dropping the bombs. It's a great sort of idea, but I'm scared. I'm scared on the late game composition how it's going to work out, especially against the very standard sort of composition of MVP Blast.
Sure. I mean, we had them try Snowbally in game 1. Didn't work out. Let's see what happens here in game 3 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, MVP Black versus Snake. The first time in this tournament that we have a tie score.
We do indeed. Man, very exciting times. I can't wait to see how this Kerrigan's going to work out as well. Already waiting in the smoke for MVP to make their way out. They're going to try and jump at them nice and quick here.
Yeah. Now, if they can actually get the follow-up with the gravity lapse, that's going to be quite good as well.
Yeah, they're waiting for it. Here we go. Kerrigan jumps in. All in the mid lane so far. And no one going bottom just yet. Sacrificing some experience. Just a second.
Yeah. All right, well. Just getting ready for a gank. That potential was there, but not going to be the case here at the end of the day.
We are just seeing that that taste for blood talent on that as mid-end. So he's going to be building up that Globe of Annihilation as expected on this map.
Yeah.
He's going to be looking for those big hits in the late game when it's juiced up.
So the name of the game here for Snake is to get an early game advantage, you know. With the Primal Grasp on Kerrigan, she's going to want to sweep in there, grab everybody, then impale them with spikes, the impaling blades.
Keep going, Wolf.
And then has to stun them. And her Q, the Ravage, is how she gets in there. So you're going to see this kind of 3-step process. She jumps in, sweeps them up, and then spikes them. And by that time, with the rest of the heroes in the team, they're probably going to have a kill. If you can actually then, of course, gravity lapse them, put them into the air, and they're locked down even longer, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Great dodge there, though, by Kyocha.
Yeah, they know they have to be on point with dodging this. They know it's a very roam-heavy composition. They just have to be on point not to get ganked out. And obviously, we'll see Maelstrom as the heroic from Kerrigan to add on that damage when they hit level 10. All about the damage here. You're going to look for another one.
Not going to happen.
Oh, they're going to find it there. A bit of damage, actually.
Yeah.
And you just see how like they're going to stack the damage on there. Gravity Lapse, Flame Strike, Living Bomb after the initial engagement from Oreo Man.
Yeah, favoring Kyocha here, favoring the damage on that maneuver.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god.
Look at that lockdown.
Okay.
That's a Joanna.
She is going to have to back, though. That's way too much damage. Even if she just taps, it's pretty questionable to stay.
His MVP looking lockdown, looking for his own. Lockdown on Zeratul, a very hard to play character. I'm kind of surprised they allowed him on that after Tyrael's mishaps last game, but maybe he's a little bit more practice in this area.
Yeah, let's see how this one goes. Zeratul not really changed in this patch all too much.
I love that skin, by the way.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Demonic Tyrael.
Okay, we're going to actually go here again.
Oh, beautiful dodge. Gocho knows exactly what's going on here. Big hits.
Good hits here, and Oreo Man is very low.
Oh, damn, going to tie them up once again. They're all getting pretty weakened at this point.
Oh, he's actually just going to go for it here. I think this is a bad choice. Okay, he does back off right away. Tist trying to help zone out, but definitely a win here for MVP.
Yeah, they're just going to be careful not to get too close to Oreo Man's towers, or he's going to try to pull you in and just do even more damage.
Yeah.
Very scary here, but if you know what you're up against, it can be dealt with.
Okay. Another opportunity here in a moment. Kyocha's actually backing off. Kerrigan not roaming too much. She went up to top for a minute. I feel like without roaming, Oriman's losing some of his potential here, just because it's such a strong roaming hero.
Yeah, it really seems like MVP on top of like being careful though, as we see the roaming constantly. Asmodan, Violet just being very cautious, staying near their towers.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see how many stacks Asmodan has at this point. I feel like he hasn't really had that much, especially because they've been constantly kind of dealing with these skirmishes in the mid lane. They actually, aren't hitting those last hits, are actually using the Global Annihilation to fight, and not actually to get those last hits. So I feel like he's not snowballing as quickly as he would like to, because they're kind of constantly threatening a gank on him.
Look at the objectives right now, how many gems each side has. Pretty even so far. Uh-oh, Monkey caught out a little bit here. Global Annihilation doing a little bit more.
Yeah. Nice heal to keep him alive. Just not able to find anything. Sign just wants it. Oh, here we go. This is going to be at the gravity lapse. And then the flame strike. He survives here. Great tanking by Johanna. Oriman getting very, very low. He does fall.
Oh, Kyocho, he just didn't move at all. He took so much damage here.
Saki looks like he's going to fall if he can't tap. That was so close. Last second tap there with flame strike damage, plus the living bomb there. Whoa, that was really intense. Now,
yeah, I think that might have been an Venom as well from Sylvanas.
Yeah, that's actually probably what's going on.
Here, Kinu way too forward here.
Man, Kinu trying to be Keanu Reeves right now. It's just not coming.
He's a little too Kino to fight, I think.
Yeah. He actually hasn't taken his level 7 talent either.
You see the stacks are building up there. Asmodan, big hit.
Oh, but here comes Kerrigan. Lockdown has to blink away. Close, scary moment there. I really want to see if Uther's taking cleanse or not. Probably, right? But we don't have that shown, so I'm not sure.
I think you need to, right? It would make sense against what you're up against. Well, as I say that, there's not really much lockdown on that side. When you look at it, it's like,
can't cleanse a void prison.
There's nothing really there that's going to stop you from moving.
Yeah.
I mean, Condemn's going to pull you back in, but I guess like Blessed Shield when you're level 10, but that isn't really necessary.
That's
for
what I'm saying. That's why I was like, maybe he gets the burn instead, but it looks like he's going to take cleanse.
Yeah, I guess he gets cleanse. I mean, I guess it's going to help out at some point.
Because cleanse got nerfed pretty hard in this patch. You can't pre-cleanse anymore.
Yeah. Oriman caught out this time.
Oh, he is way caught out.
Whoa, staying alive for now though. Oh, for that blink.
Kinu picks up the gems at least. 5 gems lost there. Pretty even again on the turn-ins, 32 to 30.
Whoa, Monged somehow got very, very low.
Yeah, we didn't see what happened over there, but he needs to go home.
Yeah, maybe took a big glip of annihilation to the face.
Oh, right, they actually got a turn-in. Oh, during all of this, someone on Snake got that turn-in, or excuse me, on MVP got that turn-in, and now they're gonna have those spiders. Now, usually you kind of pick a lane and push it.
Especially this early on, you don't want to really commit to too many lanes, but at the same time, you don't really want to give up a lane of soak either, but I'm sure we're going to see 3 heroes end up somewhere, maybe the most pushed lane.
Looks like they're favoring top right now. Zeratul threatening here. Level 10, very close for both teams. A slight lead for MVP Black.
Yeah, especially with these spiders going to help out so much. Everyone moving up to top, so they're going to work on these towers, solidify that level lead. Look for that fort as well.
All right, here we go. Level 10's online.
All shall burn. Doing sick damage to that fort.
Yeah.
I love that spell. Looks so cool.
Yeah. If you're a StarCraft fan, you know that's based on the void ray of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Oh, that's fine.
We do see that stun online now for Johanna. And Judgment, Phoenix, Wailing Arrow, everything you'd expect. And of course, Kerrigan's kind of shield.
That's a Maelstrom.
Maelstrom, yeah.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary there. And it's like Asmodan just going to be looking for those big, oh, hold on a second. Looks like Tist in a trouble.
Oh, Tist.
Down he goes. Archangel's Wrath. Not much.
Not much. I mean, he should not have been there. That was, he was way past the fort there. I mean, Tyrael does have good escapes, but
look at the power of their pushing right now. Like, and the scary thing is Snake's letting this happen. Yeah. Down goes another fort. They get their hand in, but they lost another fort for that.
It's that All Shall Burn gives them so much pushing power as well. Like you were saying before, you can just see them push 2 forts down. Mid fort's already taking some serious hits. We're going to see the counter play, the counter push here with the Web Weavers coming down. Oreo Man is just not getting the picks. He's going for Saki here.
Oh, he might find it this time. Oh, a little bit at least. Not finding the DPS. Look at that Void Prison. Whoa.
Oh, and the timing there on the Globe of Annihilation decent. Let's hit Mong. Oh, look at this!
Oreo Man low again. Divine Shield though, and Maelstrom active.
Maelstrom active, and Oreo Man doing so much damage here. Down goes Zeratul and Azmodan.
Somehow still alive, gets healed up once more. Condemn, keeping him in the fight.
Also, all these Snake players are so low, but it's just not necessarily going to matter. The Spider, of course, here as well, putting on that extra damage. And the push continues. How they can rotate bot here, I think that's a good play, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to come down here. This lane's already pushed. Yeah, they're going to at least get the healing well here.
I think they're going to get the foot at this rate. We see MVP busy defending up top and staying in mid. So letting that bottom go.
Yeah. And they might even get this cannon as well. So much pushing power here. That fight really turned things around. I was worried for them after we saw MVP Black have such a successful push, but with that win of that fight, they were able to just kind of turn things around.
Yeah, MVP just in a bad position, it seems, like to take that fight. It looks like they originally started off well, but Kerrigan just didn't die. Like they didn't have the burst to keep her down, and she came back in a big way.
Yeah, Maelstrom, even after the Divine Shield was off, just kept her alive. Zeratul died really early in the fight, and they used that Void Prison before, so he didn't actually have that tool, and I think that was a great moment for Snake to actually take that fight, because like, you don't have that initiate anymore. You don't have that way to lock us out of the battle.
Well, that was essentially their initiate as well. I mean, like, you have that Void Prison, then you meant to make use of that, but there wasn't really much of a use there. There was no epic sort of burst damage to hurt that team.
Sure, they had to save Saki with it, because Saki got so low. All right, well.
Another hand in for Snake as well, so they got the momentum behind them with all that damage they've been doing so far in that team win.
I have to say, it's a bit odd that we're seeing so many consistent hand-ins. It's usually one of the hardest objectives to take in the entire game is those hand-ins.
Yeah, I guess when you've got that momentum, when you're killing when you wipe the enemy team and they drop all their gems, it makes it a little bit easier. But here we go again. Sign finding a nice condemn.
All right, where's the Void Prison? There it is, locking 3 in. They can actually set up for such a great engage here now. All right, here we go. Sign with the condemn. Oreo Man, there's Maelstrom, and as well as the Divine Shield, keeping him alive. Tist goes low, and Sake gets ancestraled as well.
Staying alive for a little while longer. He's staying in the fight there.
Oh my God!
To the last second, Oreo Man trying to get away. Can they actually take him down this time?
Oh, misses the heal.
Oh, so close.
Oh, it's so much damage here. Lockdown, continuing to chase. And Kinu, missing that one heal, that W actually really cost them there.
Yeah. MVP bring it back to the big team fight. They're going to deflect this push, not losing too much here, saving that top foot, and not losing too much in the bottom. Pretty even in levels there. Yeah. Even in levels and forward, so very even game despite all that. Look how many gems Sign has. He's looking for that big turn in. He can turn in by himself and trigger it.
Yeah, and that's scary. So they need to actually be watching for this. Also keep in mind, if he loses those in a bad place and no one can recover them, that's a lot of gems lost. I mean, he's got half of his team's gems.
Here we go. He's going to be handing it in for free. No one's going to stop him.
I feel like both of these teams are not doing the best job at denying turn-ins. It's just so rare that we see games end up being like this. They do get the bruisers right before that happens, so that's going to help defend the push, but probably the worst time to have bruises is while your opponent's pushing you, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so. It's not going to do too much here. You're going to most likely see a big fight in mid. It's going to be up to Zeratul where he throws down that Void. Can he actually get rid of half the team, stop everyone trying to jump in there? Here we go.
Here we go.
Kucha looking for that big dunk.
Oh, Miz online. Oreo Man grabs Rhaegar. And oh, look at that. That's the judgment you want right there.
Yeah, and there's that Void Prism. It's going to give Kucha some time to reset his Globe of Annihilation. Not going to use it just yet, though.
Oh, this could be disastrous. Oreo Man using that Maelstrom, surviving a little bit longer with the Divine Shield.
Oh, there we go. There big hit there.
Sick hit there. And that Void Prison was basically perfect. It locked 3 down. They were unable to escape. They were going to be in a bad position no matter what. And initiate the Void Prison was just so strong.
Ooh. The damage is getting big on Azmodan.
Yeah.
Kucha having a lot of fun here, and now down goes the final forward of Snake.
He's got 294 bonus damage right now.
Yeah.
It almost, doubles its power, essentially.
Yeah, it's a lot. And that's going to be working up even higher. That's only like halfway of where it can go.
And we're only at 13 minutes into this game. Look at that damage. Get back.
It adds up. It adds up in a big way.
All right, let's see if they can get the counter turn in. 6 seconds left before they can try for it. Actually, they don't have enough gems, not even close at 31.
And look at that level lead out of that as well. 2 levels up, soon to be 1. they've had that talent advantage for a while.
Yeah. So, just looking at these talents, blood for blood on Asmodee now.
He just went for pure damage, nothing else really.
Yeah, we're seeing the Condemn build, as you would expect, out of Johanna. And you did mention the Knight takes pawn talent. She took that as well, so helps these pushing.
Here we go again. Posturing up for another fight here. Nice Globe of Annihilation on the DPS. Purely on the DPS, so much. Oreo Man, though, he's in position. He's looking for Kyocha. He's posturing for it. Sense he wants it.
Yeah. Popping that shield a bit too early, it looks like, though. You know, all heroics are online, so a fight could happen at any moment. I don't think you want to try to get locked down, though. He can just blink away. Yeah,
that's probably the last person you really want to DPS unless you kill him in a second. Oh, that Globe just can wipe out a lane now.
I think they're trying to bait a Void Prison, because that's how they won that first fight. Because the Void Prison was bad, you know, it saved Sake, but then there was no follow-up. And I think they're just trying to scare them into dropping it so they can actually take the engage they want.
It does make sense. You really need to get that out of the way, or you're going to have like a very crippled team fight. Both sides not committing to anything just yet, though. Oh, they found Johanna here. It's not going to do too much. Sign is pretty tank at this point.
Yeah, getting, you know, maybe about a 1/10 of his health or so. Anything helps. All right, he's going for it now. Right onto Kyocha. So much damage, and there goes the Phoenix as well. Judgment onto Vala as well. She takes so much damage. Where's the Void Prism? He used it, but it just didn't even hit anything.
He just doesn't even need it, I guess. Like, he's pretty much not used in that fight.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, I guess. Now that Oreo Man's gone, they're going to have to pull back. And great save on Saki, by the way. Keeping him alive for a while longer.
Yeah.
Look at that poke from Lockdown. DPSing down Sylvanas down to half health and getting out of there.
Winning a fight like that without the Void Prism really being a factor is crazy.
Here we go again.
And
Globe of Annihilation just getting ridiculous.
It's doing damage to Mong. It's also starting to do damage to buildings. It's so much that it's allowing them to push so much harder. Now at 340 stacks.
Man.
And the stronger it gets, it snowballs because you start to kill the minions a lot faster. So it's almost like you don't even really have to damage them anymore.
Yeah,
as soon as you hit them, it's like one-shotting them.
You're just one-shotting them from now on. And they're poking. They're looking for it. Here we go again. Another big hit. It's going to be on the buildings this time. They're going to whittle it down while these spiders start to push.
Yeah. And this could be the beginning of the end of this game, just simply because this late game comp, it gets stronger and stronger. If they can keep Vala alive consistently, which is what they've been able to do, she has all that extra damage. And, you know, Kerrigan in these fights starts things off strong, but once the Maelstrom wears off, once the Divine Shield is gone.
If she gets CC'd at all, if they interrupt her at the start of a fight, she just doesn't have any traction. She just completely falls off. And she got blown up last fight. Oreo Man had a very hard time. And they're looking for it again. They're looking to peel her away. And they do have the DPS to do it.
Good escape there from Sign. It was a little bit vulnerable.
Oh, gonna lose their top keep while this is all happening.
Yeah, this is a problem. Like, they've drawn some of their players away. They're not going to save it, so they basically lose 2 keeps now.
And they're so close to level 20, so they're looking for that point where they peak and try and core them. Like, they're looking for that last fight now.
With 2 keeps down, that means 2 waves constantly pushing with siege minions, and that's going to make taking these objectives a lot easier. They have 35 gems currently. What Snake really needs is another good fight where they are able to avoid the Void Prison and then get a turn in. If they can get a turn in, this scaled at 17 minutes, now almost 18 minutes, Web Weavers are going to be really strong and could actually get them a keep or 2. So they need that fight. They need one more turn in and they can turn this game around.
I just don't think they can fight at this point. They're down 2 levels. It's going to be level 20 versus 18, and never a favorable fight when you're at these critical levels. I think they have to try and buy time until they reach the same level, or at least reach level 20, so they're on even talents.
Zeratul becomes even scarier in the late game. He's one of the only assassins in Heroes of the Storm that in late game can actually fight, pick people off, find them, and kill them 1v1 because he has Rewind now. And so with Rewind, he can actually drop down so many bombs.
No, so much damage. It gets really out of hand. It looks like he did go for those double bombs as well.
Yeah, so he can go 4 bombs.
He dropped 4 bombs in like 2 seconds and get out of there. So it gets out of hand in a big way.
So if you ever get caught by a Zeratul, you are going to die. And that means he can roam a little bit more. Usually in the late game, it's all about keeping the team together.
Looks like they're going to force Snake's hand here. They're going to go for the boss, start the boss up, but going to be very prepared for a team fight.
They're just trying to bait it, it looks like here. Zeratul is ready to come from behind.
Oh, look at that damage on the globe. Kong down to half health from 1 shot. Oreo Man, looks like he's found his target. Lockdown going to be the choice.
Yeah, Lockdown is the choice. Oreo Man is going to go. Oh, he does not go down. He gets Divine Shield. Void Prism not the best here, actually. Hmong doing so much extra damage from behind. Oreo Man still alive here with a Maelstrom. And Lockdown getting some kills, though. He gets on top of these squishing here. He's going to get Hmong, and he might go for Oreo Man.
They're trying, but, they're down that level, down level 19 to 20. They don't have those heroic talents. Just going to try to save alive for at least a little while. Lockdown looking to finish things off. And now it's core time.
Yeah, now it's core time. That's game. I feel like it was the best fight that Snake could have asked for, but because they didn't have those heroics and just the extra HP, the extra damage, the scaling from being 2 levels up was too much for them there.
It makes such a difference. And yeah, great play from MVP Black. Interesting lineup once again from Snake. I love the Kerrigan, but not finding it there.
Yeah, not able to do what he wanted with that Kerrigan pick. The early game is where she's really going to shine to give you a snowballing lead on this map. And first of all, she got very few kills. Azmodan was well protected every time. Sake was also really well protected the entire game. But going back to Kerrigan, when you're playing on this map, one of your strengths with Kerrigan is always being able to deny the turn-ins, and there just wasn't a whole lot of that going on.
It was just like big team fights and then the turn-ins every single time. MVP Black played it very carefully. They were very aware of what they had to do against this kind of roaming composition.
Yeah, a lot of passivity. And I feel like that there just were not enough gank attempts. The thing is, Kerrigan, she roamed once or twice, but most of the time, she was just trying to gank in the mid lane against Azmodan instead of roaming and using her full potential. The potential just wasn't really seen there, I personally feel, of what she could have done.
I mean, we did see them roam a lot, but they just never ever found a target they could safely kill. And then it just led to the team fights, and the later it got, the harder it got. They got behind in a big way at the crucial time when it was level 20. And from there, I mean, things get nearly impossible to come back from.
Let's take a look at these fights, You can see with the Divine Shield and the Maelstrom, Oreo Man is able to do so much. He just doesn't die. He sits on top of these heroes. The thing is, he does a lot of CC, right, in these fights, Oreo Man. But the problem is, after he does the CC, the damage is somewhat lacking, and he's pretty squishy and just gets taken out.
Yeah, maybe just not enough burst. They do have, like, chain CC as well with like Gravity Labs and the stun from Uther. Like, so many things line up after each other, but I feel like the DPS is lacking in this lineup.
Yeah, Sylvanas, not the strongest DPSer.
No,
Jaina,
really.
I think Jaina would have been a better pick. I think the Jaina ban was a mistake.
Yeah, I think Jaina Kerrigan would be insane.
Yeah,
that's
so much damage. She locks everybody down. The Blizzard gets the hits. You start to get those stacks on her trade as well.
You get crits, and you chunk down anyone in seconds.
And it's a really great counter to Azmodan. I feel like it was a mistake to ban her. Just overall, better comp here again for MVP Black. Like, do you get the feeling Snake is trying to do too much, like, almost gimmicky sort of stuff?
They're certainly, like, thinking outside the box, but it's coming back to bite them. I feel like there's a very stable meta right now, and they're not conforming to it nearly enough.
Yeah. Well, that was the win there. And this puts MVP Black in pole position, match point.
That's it, match point. They're looking to close this out 3-1. Can they do it, though? It's hard to say. Snake, after that first loss they had, they came back in a big way, playing a much more standard game after that. Then they got comfortable after that win, went back to a bit of a more of an original style. Maybe they're going to change it back to normal again, maybe bring it to a 5th game.
Yeah. Alrighty. Not sure if we're taking a commercial break here or not, because we skipped our second one.
We did. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe these players will want a break after that kind of grind of 2 games like that. It's been a long time. They have been pretty long games as well.
Absolutely. I'm going to need a hot 6 after those games we played.
Tell me about it. Great game so far, though. This has actually been the best day so far.
The best day, period, hands down. We are going to take a commercial break, guys, before we go to game number 4, so stay tuned.